From RFM Studios, this is Radio Free Norfolk. I'm John Harris. At one point last year, I came out of the house to go around the corner and get some dish soap. As I came out to the car, I saw this elderly man, and he was shouting across the street, trying to wave me over. He had collapsed on the neighbor's front lawn and had tried to pull himself up on the neighbor's porch. I hurried across the street, and I tried to help get him up, try to figure out what was wrong with him. It became very obvious very quickly that he'd been drinking. He also appeared to have a number of underlying health issues. Now, he told me that he had fallen down 20 minutes earlier and was waiting for someone to come along and to help him get up. So we got him to his feet, but it was very clear that he wasn't going to be able to stand on his own. He was trembling, and not just simply because of the cold. I managed to get him into the front seat of my car, and I tried to convince him that he needed to have someone come check him out medically. He absolutely refused. In the end, I did manage to get an ambulance out to take a look at him. He was homeless. He said that he just needed to get to a friend's house so he had somewhere warm to stay. And in the end, he turned away all medical care and ultimately ended up at another friend's place. All this took place just a block or two away from the downtown. Simcoe's downtown has seen a number of changes over the years, from the Norfolk closing, from the departure of the beer store and Tim Hortons, to the opening of bakeries and coffee shops and the appearance of murals almost everywhere. Things are really starting to change. Yet, in the mix of all these good things, there is a darker underbelly that's still present. Now, 11 months ago, I went to police services, and I asked that an enhanced community policing model be engaged and that the OPP increase patrols in the downtown area. It was important to try and capture the narrative and to turn the perception of what was happening downtown. And in answer to that request, we did see a number of officers and patrols throughout the downtown area. A lot of things have changed. It's a lot quieter since the Norfolk was shuttered. It's also January, so it's a lot colder downtown. There still is a lot of activity in the evening, though. In preparation for a story that we're putting together about the downtown, I was walking the streets trying to get some soundscapes tonight. Basically, I try and record the environmental sounds, and then we use them in the stories that we produce. Heading back up Peel Street, there was this man and this woman, and they were loudly arguing. She was in a wheelchair, and he was quite upset. The argument escalates, and he ends up hitting her with a pack that he was carrying, and the police arrive and intervene, separating the two for the evening. The argument I made at police services 11 months ago is still applicable today. Homelessness is on the rise, and if you know where to look for it, you can find it, and you can hear it. Mental health issues, addiction, poverty are right under the surface. The solution to these issues will not come simply by having patrols by the OPP. But tonight, I had a brief interaction with one of the officers in our communities.
Okay, I'm just going to collect your information, okay? I'll send you on your way. Oh. Sorry about that. I just like to get kind of full stories before I jump in. He wasn't hassling you, eh?
He was professional, community-focused, polite, and engaged.
I can tell you all my information.
Sure, that works for me. You said you do a podcast, eh?
Yes. So my podcast is...
He also conducted himself exactly how I asked police services to ensure their officers do behave, connected to the community. At this point in time, We need council to understand that we desperately need a secondary plan for downtown Simcoe. We need all the stakeholders engaged and partnering with the community to address the actual issues. We need the politicians to move off of campaign promises. Those never really change much. We need them focused on the unseen and often overlooked pieces that many people just don't really care about. But those things are the things that can actually change a community. At this moment, there is a void. An election came and went. Excitement grew, hope blossomed. But then the reality of the glacier slow movement of political will and bureaucratic change pulled down that upward momentum. Downtown Simcoe still has a perception that has not been addressed. Someone has to champion it. Someone has to remove those barriers. Otherwise, there will be people, situations, and perceptions that will readily fill that void.